Happy Memorial Day, Anthony.
Happy Memorial Day, Makia.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Insert Subject here. I'm Makia.
I'm Ant.
And welcome back. So, housekeeping. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the page, turn the notification bell on, ding-a-ling-a-ling, so that you always know when we post a new video, which is every Wednesday.
Yep.
And be sure to share this video with people that you think might be interested.
Yeah.
So about that versus.
Man, Timbaland gave me everything I needed from a versus.
Oh my God.
Timbaland, boy. Woo!
This was the best versus.
Yeah, hands down the best versus, period.
Yeah, it was good to go through their catalogs to hear some songs that they had produced that I didn't know they produced. I didn't know they worked so much with Beyonce.
And Jay-Z. They really did. Oh my God, her shirt. I mean, they really pulled all the hits out. And they were going like artist for artist.
They were.
It was dope. I think Swiss made a very bad wardrobe choice.
Yeah.
The Tom Ford was a good move. I give him credit for it. You know, his Tom Ford was his. He don't rock Pop Molly. He rocked Tom Ford. I get it.
Yeah, it didn't keep him from when he was, when people get excited and start jumping. This is all he could do.
And I will say this: that one button on Timbaland's shirt knew its assignment. You hear me?
Yeah.
That button did not come undone the entire verses, even with Timbaland doing all of it.
Timbaland gave me so much
It was like
life.
he was in.
He
was in
made
it.
me so. Hey,
He put on a show.
But Timbaland, Magoo, Missy, Aaliyah, all of that. That's what
That's a catalog.
It is.
That's a catalog.
And that was music to me back because I
boy.
had just got my driver's license. I just got my car. Oh, you couldn't tell me anything. That was my whole. Even Shanta, because they put a little bit of Shanta in. Ooh, love to love to love.
Listen,
love
best verses by far to me.
Yeah, I didn't particularly care for the crowd though.
Yeah, the crowd sucked.
They did.
I was telling. I think it was because it was celebrities. So you had all the celebrities there, and it was celebrities and influencers, and they were on their phone. So I don't think they were going to get the reaction they would have gotten had they had music lovers in the room. You know what I mean? Like they could have done influencers who were in the music industry at
now
least.
that one little white dude.
Yo.
Oh, he was in it. He didn't care who was around.
Was going for broke.
And he knew the words, which Swizz didn't know a lot of them.
He didn't. And it wasn't a good look either.
But that little light-skinned dude, he knew it.
Little light skin?
He knew it. So this week, we are going to take it back and talk about some movies that we have watched. Some new stuff that has come out. Some stuff I was really looking forward to. Anthony was really looking forward to. And so we're going to start with The Woman in the Window. Now, this movie starred two actresses that I love. And it's Amy Adams and Julianne Moore. And pretty much the synopsis is a nosy neighbor spying on her neighbors, and she sees something that she shouldn't have. And usually I love Amy Adams movies.
It ain't do it.
It didn't do it.
It ain't do it. And Makia was billing it up to be like
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. So I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this. Yeah, this wasn't it. This wasn't the one thing, son.
I was expecting a plot twist, which this movie did have a plot twist.
It had a few little thingies.
Yeah, and it was your classic whodunit challenge where you were trying to figure out like what exactly happened.
And
but
the twists were just like weird, like out of nowhere twists.
Yeah. About 15 minutes into the movie, I was like, I'm glad we didn't go to the movie theater to see this because I would have been really angry. Like they threw Anthony Mackie in.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie was there. Paperboy. I never know that guy's name. Brian Tyree Phillips or something like that. I just call him Paperboy from ATL. He was in the movie. It was shot well. It was shot well. I give them that. The cinematography was great. It just wasn't like movie plots are just falling apart now. I think and I was saying because we've been in the house for the pandemic, so we've been watching movies, so we've taken in so much film that now you have to do something else to kind of get us and shock us and show us a different plot and show us some different stories because when you said it was like Gone Girl, I was like, I don't want to see another Gone Girl.
Yeah, I even like that movie, The Woman on the Train.
Yes.
Better than this
The Woman on the Train was better. It just wasn't.
No, it was a very slow burn.
Like my move. Too slow.
But I guess if you like Amy Adams and all things Amy Adams, check it out.
Check it out. And if you don't want to waste your time watching it, you won't miss anything.
Right. And so then we watched Army of the Dead, currently on Netflix. And it's pretty much a vault heist incorporating zombies.
I
enjoyed this one.
I enjoyed it.
And just a little bit of little spoilers and Easter eggs, not about the movie plot, but about the person that did the movie, Zack Snyder. Now, I loved Zack Snyder's 2004 rendition of Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
And to me,
that was good.
This was the first time that they started incorporating that sarcastic humor into horror movies.
That was the one with Ving Rhames and Mekhi Phifer.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. The original one, the 1978 version, was amazing as well. But the Zack Snyder's remake of it was just as good to me.
Yeah, and he incorporated some nods to his Dawn of the Dead into Army of the Dead. And I love his sense of humor and stuff in it. He also did 300, Sucker Punch, which
300 was dope.
Sucker Punch has a very weird storyline, but I like the way that it was shot.
I just can't get the Sucker Punch. I tried. I couldn't get into it.
It was weird.
It was just.
But I'm weird.
I get it.
So
I'm into the weird movies too. It just Sucker Punch was something different. I think it just took a lot to get into.
Yes, but the way that it was shot was beautiful.
It was.
That was the first type of cinematography in its class. That was really good.
Are you sure? Because I remember Sin City.
Oh yeah.
It had that kind of comic booky, fairy tale-ish. The cinematography in that movie again was great. I just couldn't get into the plot of the movie.
Yeah, the plot of the movie is super weird.
It was a lot going on.
But Zack Snyder also did the Watchmen and the DC movies, and if you know,
he did the Watchmen.
He did the Watchmen.
And so that changes things. It doesn't change my idea of the movie, but that definitely changes things now. Because the Watchmen was good. If you didn't watch the Watchmen, HBO, just go back. It's slow. Give through the first 3 episodes, and you'll be all the way in. It was a really good series.
And as you know, DC and Marvel are just and he did this part in Army of the Dead where it's that whole Avengers where they're ready to go.
He's a jerk.
So he kind of did something like that, and he had the superhero landing. You know how they do that. I'm gonna do it again in case anybody's casting and is looking for a weird, awkwardly jump. Okay. But I really like this movie. It had some issues, like the original pilot in the movie. He was accused of some SEXUAL harassment.
I am going to get on my phone. Who was the original pilot?
Look it up while I tell you that.
All right.
But this pilot that was in this movie, they shot her scenes separately. So they superimposed her into some places, or they just shot her and no other casts were around because they had to remove the original pilot out. And I do photography.
Chris D'Elia? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, y'all need to keep your hands to yourself.
So the weird part about that is Chris D'Elia, for anybody who doesn't know Chris D'Elia is the person who did who does the really, really good Eminem impression. Mm-hmm. Of course, with the 4 doors, with the whole Porsche. I'm on torrent. I'm driving a Porsche over the floorboards, over the 4 points, while you're in the 4 torrents. Mm-hmm. It's him. It was a movie we watched, and he was in the movie accused of sleeping with a little girl. Remember that movie?
Yes.
So for him to be going through that now.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So as I was, I'm really big into photography, and the cinematography in this movie is really expertly done because they play around with depth of focus, and that's what I like to do in my photography. Is I like to blur the background and then bring the focal point or the person or the subject or whatever into focus.
www.lexisphotography.com, just in case you're interested. You heard me.
So I like the way they have people coming in and out of focus. I like to dance around and tickle the eyes a little bit. And so,
I will say they did a couple scenes where characters were backing out of the shot.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And it kind of got a little blurry. It was very artistic, but I understand why some people would have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because it caught me off guard. I was like, oh. But I was like, he did that on purpose. So I get it.
But I'm a weird girl, so I like things
you should
like
go
that.
with this weird girl stuff.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. And I like that it wasn't your typical
yes.
brains,
I was prepared for that because I'm like, the cast was going to make it. Your boy Amari Hardrick was in there with his shirt off most of the movie. Ladies, if that's your thing.
And then he even had some like sarcastic humor in there that I liked.
He tried to be smart in the movie. I liked it. It was different.
But the Volt guy, his name is Matthias. I'm not even going to try to butcher
Dieter.
His last name.
I'll just call him Dieter.
But he was a standout to me in this movie.
Because it was subtle. He didn't try to overact and overdo it. Army of the Dead, Netflix. Come on. It cost you nothing but your subscription to watch it. It was really good.
Yeah, and it's good to see Dave Bautista as, his normal colored self.
I was worried. The wrestlers in movies worried me. Sorry, but he did a pretty decent job. He didn't have to do too much.
Right.
He did action stuff. He did stunts. That was all.
Yeah.
So
not a whole lot of
He didn't
acting.
try to convince me he was this great actor in this movie. He did good.
Now, I can say that there were some parts in the movie where I was like, wait a minute. Why are they doing this? Why are they still doing this? How did this happen?
It was a few. But it's to be expected. I feel like had I gone to the movies, I'd have been slightly less enthusiastic about seeing it. Yeah. But because it was free, I'm not mad.
Right.
I'm not mad.
So then we went and saw A Quiet Place 2, and this was our first time back in theaters. Now, let me tell you something. Your girl is a serious diehard for your typical date night, which is dinner and a movie. That's my sting.
That's your sting.
Like, I love dinner and a movie. Feed me and feed my eyes. Like, that's what I'm good for. So I was so excited. So I had even purchased our tickets. I put it on his calendar. I was like, come on now, we're going to go see this movie. And we had ran all day long because thankfully, and thank you guys for all the Carpenter recommendations. Yes. We did decide to go with one. So we're getting our bedroom just like completely.
And no, we did not ask him if he was good at laying wood. We didn't ask him. So, you got to go back and watch the show to get the joke.
So I bought the tickets and we're going, and we went and got the popcorn and the candy and ish. Fun fact, now everything was like computerized. Like, you just order on this huge tablet your snacks in the movie theater. So that was very interesting.
A lot of people out of jobs,
AMC, and then we went in, and as you can see by this video, the movie theater was completely empty.
Yes. Yes.
And they did separate with social distancing.
Yes.
So that was
for the most part. Like, you had the space between you. I will say it was somebody sitting directly behind us.
But I think some of them moved seats.
I think they did move seats. Somebody was sitting directly behind us. Somebody was sitting directly in front of us. But it didn't feel too close to me.
Right. Now, first I'm going to talk about our movie going experience, because I was, like I said, super excited to be going back to the theater. Like, I love the boom, cat, boom, the cat, boom of the surround sound, the recline, the chairs. Like, that's my sting. Like, that is it. When they renovated movie theaters, y'all renovated my heart. Because I love to recline. And then when you recline and then you include with that you are restricting the number of people that can be in this movie theater, so I don't have to worry about somebody coming and sitting right next to me. I'm sorry. I like this panoramic has taught me to appreciate personal space.
Indeed.
So there were people vaping in the movie theater. There are people that talk through the whole movie, and it reminded me.
One dude had a bag of Mambas. Y'all know the Mamba candies, and he had to unwrap each one, and he ate the whole bag during the movie.
And it's a quiet.
And it was called A Quiet Place.
So in parts it was quiet. So that just refreshed my memory on why before the Panasonic that I did not want to go out and see movies anymore.
Yeah.
Because the experience had been so ruined. Like, ish fun fact, there was this one time we went to the movies and we were sitting right next to these little girls. And I purposely bought tickets so that, because they say, you know, we don't let certain ages in past 9 o'clock. So I thought even if the movie let out after 9 o'clock, you're not going to let them in.
Hold on. Excuse me. Can you put your phone on silent? That was very distracting against the table. Y'all watched last week how she came for me for my phone.
But did y'all hear it, though?
I'm sure y'all heard the buzz, buzz.
I'm sure y'all didn't hear it, though.
Comment below if you heard it.
Moving on. So there was this little honey next to me, and they just kept talking. And so I turned to her, because you know I don't have a filter. I said, "Are you want to talk through this whole movie?"
Listen, and the little girl's face, when she said it, was like this. And she froze and did the mannequin challenge looking at her because she didn't know how to respond.
Did I tell you my all-time favorite is dinner and a movie with the boom, clap, boom, de-clap, de-clap. But then when I got to listen to her like, like, ma'am.
Now listen, I talk to the screen during the movie, but at the times when it's okay to talk to the screen during the movie. In A Quiet Place, there was no time to talk to the screen during the movie. It's quiet.
Right. So moving into the movie, I like how they did a flashback to how the day that everything changed. And then I think that was probably the best part of the movie.
No, it's but not probably. That was the best part of the movie. Because if you saw A Quiet Place 1, and if you haven't seen it, this is not a spoiler. It's been out too long. You see at the end, they figure out what helps you kill these things. So the girl's hearing aid, she put it to the microphone. They start doing this stupid thing, and you shoot them. Okay, so I'm like, y'all going to war. So to start this movie,
right where it left it off,
where you left off, but then you gave me the flashback to how it all started. I was like, oh, it's a prequel. I leaned over and whispered in my inside voice, "Oh, babe, is this a prequel?" And she was like, "I think so." So it's good to see this leading up to it, because I know it's so much carnage that takes place. Like, you could have made a movie of that, but that scene lasted for 15 minutes.
Right.
Send your application for co-host to insert subject here pod@gmail.com.
So moving on, I really enjoyed A Quiet Place 1, even without you giving me the information on the backstory.
Did not
it
need
just started and took off. This one, they made a whole lot of dumb decisions to me. Like, if I, and I'm sorry, I'm going to just a few little spoilers. If I have a newborn baby and my son is not doing the best because he has been injured, I'm not going to leave my newborn baby with the son that was injured.
With the injured son.
Yeah, that just...
it's stupid.
And so I understand that as a parent, you got to make some tough choices and things like that. What I can say is, in this movie, the children really carried it. Like, Emily Blunt, she didn't really do as much as she...
They cut her out.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
So it gave the movie a weird feel.
Yeah.
But I liked the way it was kind of shot, because there were, again, going back to that artsy-fartsy, weirdy part of me, you could tell who they were focusing on. Like, when they were focusing on the daughter, everything got quiet because she's deaf. So I liked that. And then when you switch the focus to, okay, let's focus on this, you incorporated back in the sound.
Yeah.
I liked that.
That was cool. But I think that was a carry. It wasn't new. Like, it was the carryover from the first one.
Yes.
So I think it would have added to it if that was a new element. It wasn't a new element. I just feel like the daughter does a great job for what she does, but the daughter should not have been the star of the show.
I agree.
And I think that's what turned the movie south for me.
I liked that The Quiet Place 1, they worked as a family.
Yes.
And this, everybody was just kind of
everybody
doing
went their own way
thing.
Yeah.
And then not like you didn't hook up or like it fell flat. And I was very surprised because I like go by Rotten Tomatoes, and Rotten Tomatoes had given us a 93.
93.
And everybody was saying this was better than the first one. I preferred the first one.
The first one was way better.
You could have just left it there. And now they're actually in the process of making a part 3.
If HBO Max don't get it or Netflix don't get it, I won't see it.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me.
It ain't for me. Like that was just you could have left one as the end. Mm-hmm. I get that John Krasinski, who was the writer, didn't have all of the writing credits for 1, but he had all of the writing credits for 2. So I get what you're doing. You want to make your whole franchise so you can continue to get money because it's a name now. A Quiet Place is a name. However, you shouldn't have ended 1 the way you did if you were going to continue to make more.
Yeah.
Like at the end of 1, you should have cut it off right before she killed the daggone thing to make me wonder what happens for part 2. You can't kill 800 of them things and expect me to come back and watch part 2.
Right.
And then only like, I can't give it away because that's a spoiler. But when you watch, you can be like, so y'all figured out how to kill him and that many things died, huh?
And then
it was just bad,
part 2 just ends. Like it just ended and we were still sitting there like,
oh, y'all gonna show some more.
That's it?
Oh, y'all gonna show some more movie.
It's like God loved the little children of the world, and God loves me too. I sat through all 3 of the Lord of the Rings because I have this horrible pet peeve of I can't start something and not finish it.
That's a horrible pet peeve because that affects our movie watching together as a couple.
It does because I gotta see how it ends.
Like you can check out of a movie and just be done with it, but she can't be done with it. So then I get on my phone and it's just like I have to sit through listening an hour and a half of this sucky movie just for you to say you got to the end.
I can't. And it hurts me so bad because if I turn it off, I'll always wonder, I wonder if it got better at the end.
Even if the movie sucked. Like we've watched some The Whaler Part 2. Like even though you knew it was going to suck. I
watch it till the end. And so I went through probably about 8 hours of my life watching The Lord of the Rings for them to get the ring all the way to the end. And I was like, that's it? That's how I felt about A Quiet Place too. Y'all did all of this
for this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
So listen, if you saw it or you got a bootleg, if you got one of them good TV streaming services that got it going on for you, comment below and let us know what you think. Because I did not like it. I think the first was better, and I feel like John Krasinski is now grabbing money from people.
And I think that's what a lot of these movies are doing. Yeah. It's money grabs. And that's why I'm very picky and particular about what I'm going to go to the movie theater and watch, because you're not going to get my additional coins because movies have been sucking.
And McKay made a good point. We were in the car because, we debrief in the car after every movie. Mm-hmm. And she said this movie was so bad that I went to the movies to see it. Like I would have preferred to have gone and seen Bird Box in the movie. Yes. Bird Box was better than A Quiet Place 2.
Yes, it was. We have seen so many good movies while we were laid up with COVID that we were like, that was really good. If you're interested in any of those, we'll kind of open you up to a few movies. Hit the comment section below and we'll do a video about that.
We're posting on our social media sites, so you got to be following to get that tea.
Mm-hmm. But we have seen some really good movies, and they're not even publicized.
Nope, it's not movies that everybody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Anthony.
Yo.
What you got for us?
You know how you always hear the saying, don't burn your bridges. Be careful that you don't burn bridges. I'd like to offer that some bridges are meant to be burned. A lot of people reveal their true intentions not just by what they say, but in their actions. Some people say they like you and they're in your corner, and they're really not in your corner. Their actions show it. They're not there for you. Some people say they love you, but talk about you like a dirty dog to your face. Like people show you their truth. And I feel that some bridges should be burned because burning a bridge is sometimes the only way you can protect yourself. You don't have to sacrifice yourself at the expense of other people. So if I have to burn a bridge and a connection and a relationship with a person to protect me from that person, then give me the gasoline and the matches. You got to start putting yourself first. And I think that's what a lot of people lose today, because we're so big into groupthink that we lose our individuality and we lose the sense of taking care of ourselves. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's self-care.
Preach, preacher.
So just accept sometimes that in toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic relationships with family, some bridges are meant to be burned. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right. I got a slap of approval. You heard me.
I liked that.
Thank you, baby. Makia.
So this week, Bonnetgate popped up again. And Auntie Monique went on to her. She took to her social sites.
Yes, she did.
And she talked about when she was traveling and she went to the airport and she saw so many young ladies with bonnets and slippers and pajamas wrapped in blankets. I personally have not seen people in person like that. However, I have seen on social media people traveling because we follow, and I like to go down rabbit holes on YouTube with different people that are doing their vlogs and things like that. And I like to just kind of watch and see what people are doing. And I noticed that a lot of ladies their travel day is with the bonnets. And then Chad Ochocinco, he made a post on his social sites to say that he loves to see a woman in a bonnet and a wife beater. And he called them like the jail shower slides and a fresh pedicure.
Okay, Chad.
Now, I am the type of person, and I'm extra and I'm weird. Like, I have a whole travel day outfit. Like, and I make everybody lay out their travel day outfit whenever we're going on trips, be it if it's just the two of us or if it's the whole family. We all lay out our travel day outfits. And I really agreed with what Monique was saying with you're presenting yourself, and we're excited to be on vacation. And so we're all dressed up and ready to go. And, I'd like to know, how do you guys feel about Bonnetgate and bonnets in public? I personally like to look presentable anytime I leave out because you never know who you may run into. Facts. I can run into somebody that I could network with. I can run into somebody from my job, and they're like, if I have to trust in you to present yourself well to people. But if I just see you running around like this, and granted it could be your day off, and granted you can just be running around coming from the gym or whatever, but there's a difference between, your run around outfit and your pajamas. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
So I would like to know, what do you guys think about bonnets in public? This has been an ever revolving discussion, and I was reading through some of the comments, and some people was like, I don't get dressed up to go to no airport, and I'm like, but it's public place, like. And then some people were like, I'm not messing up my hair, and I'm like, but if you paid $500 to get the closure sewed on and gelled down and laced and plucked and swooped and swiveled, you don't want to show that off? Because, if you say, listen, then that's a whole nother conversation. If once you take the bonnet and the rollers out, the curls just drop. Then you might just need to talk to a better extension provider or beautician that you're going to.
Extension provider.
Yeah, because, if you're buying them cheap tracks, then of course. But chicks know, when you buy that fresh hair, before it gets dirty, the hair doesn't hold a curl. But I just want to know what you guys think about Bonnetgate. Are you yay or nay for bonnets in public? Or do you just not care? Because some people are like, it's not my head, I don't care. I don't particularly care what other people do. However, I'm going to talk about you. Like, look at her with them clouds on her bonnet. Now the pajamas, I'm not a fan of the pajamas out in public because it's just like lingerie. You're not going to walk around outside and
some people do.
You might be a lady of the night and walk around. Right. You don't have to put on the red light.
Dancer for money.
Rock
do what you want me to do.
You don't gotta put on the red light.
Private dancer.
So, are you yay or nay for bonnets?
Yeah, let us know. So I'll answer on screen. I'm nay in public. I feel like, you know, even if you pin your hair up and put the little net thing, that's cool. The whole bonnet, I don't know, man. Like, because in the airport, you got to take that off to go through TSA.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
So what does it really help? Like, I don't get it. Just me.
So that wraps it up.
Yep. So we good. Make sure you follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook, Instagram. We got a couple lives coming up on Facebook. Maybe a couple on Instagram. Just talk some trash. Get with y'all, answer some questions. Shoot the ish with y'all. And thanks for all the love, man. We appreciate all the support. Everybody that sat in the house on that rainy day at our little commercials and start catching up on ish. We see y'all. We see you.
We seen you see us.
So with that, I'm Ant.
And I'm Makia.
And thanks for stopping by to talk some ish with us today.
Bye.
Peace.